You are now tuned in to Hot Topics with Donna. And on this show, we do one thing: keep it real hot. That's honest, open, and transparent. If you didn't know, now you know. So sit back and unwind as we bring the vibe and a little bit of glorious sunshine to your heart, soul, and mind. Your lovely host, Hot Donna, will be with you in just a few moments. But while you wait, go ahead and set an atmosphere of peace in your space. If you can, cut the lights down low, get your hydration on, vibration zone. Cause tonight, you're about to receive some delicious food for your soul. Are you ready? 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 It's about to get hot. You are indeed in the one and only place to be this evening. We appreciate you for joining us, and in just a few moments, we about to turn the heat all the way up. That's right. It's about to go down right now on Hot Topics with Donna. Show your virtual love by smashing that thumbs up and heart icon as many times as you can. And without further ado, I have the distinct pleasure of introducing your host, the one and only Hot Donna.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining Hot Topics with Donna. I am your host, Donna Taylor, and I am so excited to be on tonight. I have a guest that I am going to do an invite, and then we're going to get started, okay? So just bear with me. Let me see if I can bring him in and get him on here so we can get this started. I'm so excited, nervous at the same time, but I know it's going to be an amazing show. All right, so I just sent my guest an invite. So, as you know, thank you guys for joining. I am your host, Donna Taylor, and Hot is honest, open, and transparent. And on the show, we, like I said when I first started doing this show, we talk about entertainment, we talk about the fashion world, we just talk about an array of things. And if you would just say I did a Mother's Day special with my own children. So, it started tomorrow. We're doing another Mother's Day special until Mother's Day comes. Hello, hello, hello. My guest has arrived. How are you?
Hello, Miss Donna. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm blessed.
Good, good. That is nice to hear. Thank you for joining. So we're going to go ahead and get started because I know you're in a different time zone than I am. I'm just going to introduce you and then we'll just go from there. That sounds good?
Yeah, thank you.
All right, sounds good. Okay, so tonight my guest is Terry T. Hall Jr. I'm just going to give them some of your titles. You had so many. You had so many. So I'm just going to give them some of your titles. You was a radio show host, a celebrity icon radio host. You do graphic art design and billboards. You own TNT Records. You just started your TJ promotion company, which I am so blessed to be a part of. And I thank you for that. And then I also saw on your page where you used to be called the Bad Boy of Radio. So did I leave out anything? And you can go ahead and introduce yourself, and then I have my questions and we can flow.
I just say it's like a long list, like you said.
Okay.
I wear many hats. I really do. I wear many hats. Sometimes I had to catch breath about my own backgrounds myself.
Right, right. So you don't want to add any more? I did pretty good.
Yeah, you did pretty good because, like I
Okay.
said, it's a long list. It's a long list. I just say I do too much.
Right. So how did so you reside in Chicago right now, but you used to live in Atlanta
Yes,
and then you moved back to Chicago.
yes.
Okay. And so how long have you been back in Chicago?
Since last year, of
Okay.
2020.
All right. So is was it just you just wanted to get out of the well, you leaving the city to go back to a bigger city, but so what was different about Atlanta that made you want to go back to Chicago?
I mean, living in Atlanta, I love it. That's like my second home.
Right.
But when you already accomplished and on top of being, away from family, your friends, your loved ones, also your kids, you get homesick.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah. So how is it since you've been back in Chicago?
Oh, it's been interesting. Back with family, back to my friends, also, my children as well. It has been a blessing.
So how did you get the name Bad Boy Radio?
It it all started when I started WAN FM. The owner was George Jones.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, I was a guest on somebody's show, and he was like, "How he liked my voice. He liked it. The interview went. He said, "How you feel like being a radio show host?" And I said, "Sure." Sure. Sign the paperwork. And her thing, he told me like, I can tell you're trouble.
So
Because your interview, your mouth, your everything, I can tell.
so how do you feel like has the name Bad Boy Radio followed you all the way to Chicago? And how do you feel, or do you try to live up to that, you know, that bad boy image, or, because sometimes when people try to label us, we try to live up to what they say. So by you having the name Bad Boy Radio, do you feel you try to live up to that now, or how does that work for you being back in Chicago?
It's like, okay, with that reputation, that's just entertainment.
Okay.
I'm still human as myself as Terry.
Right, right. So you know how to separate the two.
Yes.
Okay. So every time I do these interviews, I get nervous, but because you and I have never met, and like I said, I'm so thankful, that you wanted to be a part of my show, and I'm honored, for that. But I have a question, because when I do my interviews, I do my research because I don't want to, misquote what people say or whatever. And, so I love quotes because I feel like when we do quotes and stuff, it's kind of speaking to us, and you have some very powerful ones. And so I'm going to start off with your quotes first, and then we're going to go into your other entertainment business. Is that good?
Oh yeah, sure. Thank you.
Thanks. Oh, thanks, Angie. We still got to set our date up, but thank you guys for joining. Thank you, Lynetta, Karen, Michelle, and I think I seen Sister Anita. Thank you guys for joining Hot Topics with Donna. We are interviewing Terry T. Hall Jr. He resides in Chicago, Illinois. So we just getting started. So you have wrote a quote. It says, "Haters will broadcast your failures, but whisper your success." And so my question to you, hey Roger, have you experienced this firsthand, or is just things you've seen in the entertainment business?
I say both, experience it and seeing it, and it's true.
So why do you think people rather speak of our failures instead of our success? Why do you think that happened, especially in your world? And I'm going to say your world because I'm not in the entertainment business. I'm just me, do a couple of fashion shows here and there. So how do you think, how does that, work in your world, being Bad Boy Radio, being, going out these parties, I assume you went to parties, red carpet affairs. So how does,
Yes.
it affect, your success, and when people don't want to say, hey, Terry's doing this, but they don't want to acknowledge that, they want to always remember.
You would rather see the bad thing of a person instead of the good thing of a person.
Right.
And the reason why I say that, because you see a person successful, knowledgeable, and master this industry,
Mm-hmm.
you don't like, you feel like, you're trying to down me, you're trying to this, that, and the third. No, I'm trying to help you at the same time. I'm trying to build
Right.
you up to this level because, I worked hard for it.
Right.
I was truly blessed and worked hard to master this whole craft of this industry.
Right.
And at the end of the day, we're still human. Oh yeah, I have my flaws, in some
Exactly.
area, but a lot of people don't like an honest person admits they're not perfect, admits they have flaws in this industry.
So do you think, like being in the entertainment world, the radio world, did you stay true to who you were, or did you kind of conform to what people wanted you to be, and as far as like being a bad boy or whatever image they saw, did you conform to that, or could you say you stayed true to yourself?
I stayed true to myself because I'm a leader, not a follower.
Okay, that's
And
what's up.
everybody was like following what everybody else was doing.
Yeah.
Everybody's in their clique, everybody's in their circle, but me, I was like the bad guy. I broke all the rules, not being a kiss ass or anything else.
Right. So when you say break out the rules, so what I hear you saying is that you just did everything to your own tune, whether people liked it or not.
Anybody didn't like it or not, I was being hard headed and kept it real at the same time.
I can respect that. I can respect that. And I mean, and I guess when you're in that entertainment business, either you're gonna succeed or you're gonna fail, or either you're gonna conform.
Right.
So.
And then, like I was featured in Iconic Magazine by Von Dot.
Right.
On the cover and inside that magazine.
Right.
And a lot of people who read the article, what I said, I just kept it real to my personal life, to what goes on in this industry, and also, my success as well.
Right. Because a lot of times being in this industry, everybody wants to always give it the hype that, it's always a hype party, it's always a red carpet affair, but no one never wants to tell the backside of it, if you will.
This is the part that people fail. Why everybody was doing the local stuff with the clicks, I was like traveling to LA for Grammys. I was women NBA games, and NFL games.
Okay. And so you wasn't too much in the local scene. You was just you was making your moves.
I was very seldom in the local scene, but I was doing too much in the major scene.
Okay.
Because by me talking trash to the owner of the radio station,
right,
he gave my press pass.
Right. Okay. So, so your next quote was, it says, in order to move forward, sometimes you have to cut off the dead weight. Who's holding you back? And so my question to you, have there been people, in your journey, in this field that you had to cut off along the way in order to just keep focusing on what you had to do?
I say yes, because basically, if I'm moving up, you're not going to drag me down.
Right.
You're not going to hold me down. At the same time, I got to let you go, because what you're bringing to the table of my journey.
Right. And so do you feel that people attach themselves to you just because of your status or because of your title? Do you think people just attach themselves and want to be, in your presence just because of who you were and because you were making a name for yourself?
Yes. I got to say the answer was yes.
Okay. And how was that for you?
And I had to tell people, first of all, I'm a very quiet person.
Right.
And a lot of people don't, they looked at me as, oh, he's arrogant. No, I'm not arrogant. I'm just confident of what I do.
Exactly.
And at the same time, you need that confidence to be on the level or platform that you want to succeed in. So
Exactly.
if you're trying to climb up and you're right on my coattail, to me, you're dead weight.
Oh, wow. Yeah. And so you're all about pushing people to excel, but if they're holding on to your coattail, they're not going to excel because they're still trying to stay attached to you when you're trying to push them. Is
The
that what
reason why I
you're
push people because they have the potential. And they're afraid to try. They're afraid to they fear their own self.
right,
By fearing your own self, you hold your own self back.
right, right, right.
And people don't see that though.
Well, sometimes, when we, even for me, doing this, podcast or whatever, this is so out of my comfort zone, but the more I do it, the more I know I'm called to do it, and the more it becomes easy, because I don't put myself in a category with anyone because I'm running my own race and I'm doing this in my own speed, or whatever. And then I was blessed to have you to, be my PR person. And, when you wanted to be on here, and I was like, wow, this is just a blessing because, here I am cruising at 35. I'm cruising at 55 and you want to push me at 55. But, I'm grateful because if I stay at 35, then I'm going to just keep moving. Then I move up to 45. But so I'm just like staying in my own lane, staying in my own race, because at the end of the day, I can't run a race in somebody else's lane. And so, just learning how to grow, learning how to maneuver, learning how to just, do your homework. Because like I said, everything that I talk to my guests about is already been, on their page or whatever. And that's how I do my stuff, because it just works. Because when people come on here, I want them to feel comfortable. I don't want them to feel like, oh, well, she's drilling me, because I just wanted to flow and have fun and have some laughter, and every time we come on
That's
here,
what's missing in today's media and podcasts
right,
is the fun. Because when I do my show, and also me and Jeff was doing Cutting Loose, we had fun. We had fun. And the funny part with that, between me and Jeff, we helped each other on each other's shows.
right. And so you had another quote, and it says, please learn to separate a character from their actor. Can you explain that?
Reason why I say that, because in this industry, everybody's so caught up as their alter ego.
Right.
And they
You have
losing
an
the
alter
identity.
ego before you go on.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I'm telling the truth. I do.
Okay.
But at the end of the day, you got to come back down to earth as yourself.
Right. Right. So was your alter ego the bad boy of radio?
Yes.
And so you just actually just lived up to that.
The bad boy, the ladies' man, Mr. Woo Woo, Mr. Trash Talking, Mr. Everything.
Okay.
But at the end of the day, after whatever I'm at, I left that person there and became back to me.
Wow. And so when you said you came back to you, did you feel like you had strayed away from Terry and start becoming all of these other things?
No, I mean, at the end of the day, I'm still Terry. I'm still human. I'm still,
Hey, Alicia, if you guys have any questions, we're going to get into some questions. If you have any questions, just feel free to ask Terry. For you guys that's coming on, I am interviewing Terry T. Hall Jr. He resides in Chicago, Illinois, and he is currently my PR person. So if you see any of the graphics on my page or his page, that is who he is. Well, this is who he is. So yeah, so I have the honor of interviewing him. So it says you used to be a club promoter. So
yes.
I mean, I done been to clubs, so I didn't know clubs had promoters. And so as a club promoter, what
Yeah, I
exactly
mean
do you
that
do?
was the interesting alter ego of that as well.
Right. So what does a club promoter do? Because like when I was going to the club, I just go to the club and I didn't know people was like promoting a club, or do it have to be a certain kind of club? Alicia said hello, Terry.
I did all types of clubs. I did strip clubs, I did
Right,
clubs. So
right.
being a club promoter, you're helping other clubs, get their business out there, their service out there, their, like these parties, these events. There are by club promoters, because basically that's also we made our money too as well. The club making money and we're making money at the same time, because we were
So you
advertising
so
a business.
so if you will, y'all kind of like the hype people, if you will.
Exactly. And I did
Okay.
my club
Alicia,
party totally different from everybody else's.
right. Alicia said hi. Hi, everybody that's coming on. Thank you for joining. So how long did you do the club promoting? Like, and how did you get into being a club promoter?
It was a funny thing about that, because basically my uncle was a DJ. My uncle,
Alicia said they make good money.
yeah, they do. My uncle, he was a DJ, and then also,
Right,
being he's already in the entertainment industry, so I was
right,
like, you know what? And I used to promote my uncle. My uncle, now he's in Atlanta with a restaurant. So basically, my uncle taught me a lot about the industry. And then one day, my girlfriend LB, he had a production company with club promoters, DJs, models, all that. So being under LB's thing, and
hmm
although I was the troublemaker of the whole group, being a promoter because of my
right,
parties.
right.
So
You played your part well.
them,
That's what you're saying. You played your
my
part.
party was like
Right,
my party was like one of them that LB had to really shake his head, because I was thinking outside the box, not inside the box.
right. So when you mean outside the
And my
box, so
biggest
you always wanted something extra instead of just
is that
saying
I had to be
in,
the extra one of the whole group.
got
I
you.
had to be the extra one, like say like a pajama party, lingerie pajama party,
Right.
which that caused a lot of chaos and crazy, but hey, it was successful.
It was money.
Um, exactly.
Got
Then then doing sexy ass Saturday nights, that was like, you had the artists, you had your vendors, you had models, you had the whole shebang.
right.
And like I said, my parties were so successful, but the concept was totally different from everybody else's, even to stripper parties and
Right. So
strip
how
clubs.
long did you stay a club promoter before you got into radio?
I did it for like, I think like 5 years.
Okay.
5 years.
And then you went to radio.
There's one that I decided, I think after the passing of my mom,
hmm
I just needed that time to really clear my head,
Okay. So, I mean, can we talk
because my
about
mom,
your mom passing, or is that off the tables?
we could talk about it.
Okay. So how old was you when your mom passed? Was you grown?
Me and my mom was up.
You was close. So
Me and my
how
mom,
being a male, how did that affect you in this entertainment? Did it make you want to stop, or did it just, was that like an outlet for you to keep going? Or how did that work for you with the passing of your mom?
I think my mom passing was like you know, it hurt. I was like, let me just walk away from this.
Right,
Let me just walk away. I'm done in Chicago. I'm done with the club promoting. I'm done, done, done,
right,
done, done. But I think my mom's spirit said, you know what? I'm not gonna let you do this. I'm not gonna let you give up.
right, right,
So I think when I moved to Atlanta, and like I said, that door, it told me, okay. Once I got to Atlanta, I said, Lord, it's up to you. What you got me do next?
right, right.
And bam, into radio.
And so basically you just decided that
I
you
mean,
need to keep moving.
exactly. Because one, my mom, she raised 7 of us not to never give up.
Right, right.
And it felt like, felt like I wanted to give up, but then again, she telling me, boy, if I could come down there and whip your ass and just, and then I was like, you know what? Let me just go ahead and get myself into something else because what is that next move? And it was radio.
Oh, Alicia said she's loving your story. So, death is a funny thing. I mean, I'm not saying funny thing, but it's a tricky thing, and it's a tricky thing for all of us because we all have experienced death of loved ones or whatever. And so, like for you, you said your mom wouldn't have allowed you to stop what you're doing. And so in essence, she's still saying, I need you to do what you was doing, even if I was here. And so,
then on top of it, she said, boy, I know you hard-headed and you're going to get into something and you're going to shake up whatever you about to do that. You did the club remote, you shook up the there's going to be something else you're really going to stir up a lot of hell. And it was radio.
And so, but
because of my mouth, they kept me. I was the most quiet person in the whole wide world. They say quiet people have the biggest mouth,
right?
And yep, they never lie.
So, do you do a lot of radio? Hey, Sheena, thank you guys for the hearts. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys. Thank you. So, let me ask you this question. So, you had mentioned you was in Iconic magazine, right? So
right.
When you do these magazines, are you just transparent, or do you try to continue to put on your bad boy image?
I'll say both, transparent and a bad boy image.
Okay.
And it's a controversy, but it's a statement.
Explain.
Okay, like I posted my boxers in the magazine.
Right.
So, that got a lot of women attention. Got a lot of whole bunch of attention of all the other photo shoots with the ladies that I had to thank them for being a part of the whole Iconic magazine.
Right, right.
Even to, who Tanya, who was on the cover of the magazine. That stirred up a lot of hell.
But do you find that? Sheena said, yes, Sheena, I'm trying to get him to explain. So let me just see if I follow you, okay? And if I don't, you can tell me I'm not following you. So this is what I'm picking up, because you're saying you like causing confusion because that works for you because of your bad boy image. Am I correct?
Right.
Are we tracking together?
Yes, we on the same page.
Okay, got you. So when you was taking these pictures for this magazine and you chose to take them in the boxers, you already went in knowing that you was going to cause confusion.
You have to.
Explain how you have
when you come in this industry,
he said you like people to level up. Yeah, that's what he's doing. Yeah. Go ahead, explain yourself.
You see the people, like I said, you see people do the same old thing. Every picture, blah, 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 this, that, and the third. And it's boring.
And Sheena, that's exactly what he's doing, giving them a challenge.
And you got to be that asshole, that's going to push people buttons. And that's me. I'm that asshole who's going to push the button.
And you don't mind,
like
right?
it or not.
You don't mind it either, do you?
No, I'm trying to tell you. I tell people, like, you know what? You need to get up and step your game.
Okay.
And that's me.
Okay.
Step your game.
Okay. Wow.
You have two choices. You want to be lame, or you want to be that person, that outrageous person. You want to be the talk. So I'm that person that's going to be the talk.
So you want to be the talk. You want to be the talk. Y'all heard it here. And Alicia said that's what people will listen. You're right, Alicia. You're so right. So even when you did this magazine, On the cover. So did the female that was on the cover with you, because I saw the cover.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Angie, she said, keep guessing what's next. Did she get a lot of backlash because she was on the cover? Because I'm quite sure in your world, your entertainment world, your radio world, you have encountered a lot of beautiful women. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So this sun is in my eye right now, but I know you have encountered a lot of beautiful women.
Yeah, I have a history of a lot of
Sheena,
women.
it's called Iconic Magazine. Am I saying that right, Terry?
Yes, by Von Donna.
Okay. Sheena, did you get that, love? So when you had this woman with you, the one you had on the magazine, did that cause a lot of problem for her? Because I know we as women, sometimes we can be very petty and very catty because we feel like, well, you know what, I done did, this radio with you or whatever. And so was it like, how did she get to be on the cover? Like, what made her so different to be on the cover?
But that was funny. A lot of women was in their feelings about that because I didn't choose them.
Okay.
And a lot of people didn't know that also she was inside featured in the magazine with me as well.
Right. So there again, you was like, haha, bam, here you go.
Right. Me stirring up shit, stirring up trouble.
Yeah.
And, being in this industry, especially, having a huge woman fan base.
Right.
That was like, I got to, what, I'm going to tell women how I really am. And that's me. I'm going to push that envelope, with women, or men, whoever, I'm still going to push that level if you like me or not.
So do you think you push people like, do you think when you push people to be better, they get mad and kind of like want to back off, or do you push them, just to keep going and then you back off once they start going on their way?
I think if I step back, they're gonna feel some type of way.
Okay.
Because if I step back, because I'm trying to tell you, like, hey, since you got it, you think you got it, I'm gonna step back. But you're gonna come back at the end and need my help.
Right. So basically, you're saying, let me guide you while I can guide you.
Right.
Okay. So you have TNT Records, and you have a beautiful business partner, Naomi Keys. And now you have expand your label to different parts of the states. Can you tell them where you have expanded TNT Records?
Oh, TNT Records is like my new record label with my business partner, Naomi Keys, which she's a music artist as well.
Yeah.
So basically, with this label, is like helping artists learn how to, not only invest themselves with their music, also learn the music industry as well, because you need a backup plan in this industry, especially in music, acting, or whatever you do. You still need that backup plan and the right resources and the right people in order to be successful in this industry.
So when you say backup plan, explain more about, when you're saying being in this industry, having a backup plan.
For example, a lot of people don't understand, in this industry, there are some cutthroat people. And not only that, you got to choose who you're going to do business with. You got to read your contracts. You got to read everything. You got to be on your business mode. Yes. And you also got to have paper trail, because you can't do everything by word of mouth, especially in this industry.
Exactly. So
and that's why a lot of people
get messed over that way?
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Wow. So, teaching, you can't wake up one day and say, oh, I'm going to be a rapper, and you don't really know your history of music. Okay. Learn your history first before you jump in any career or any field work.
You're right. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. So I've learned something else about you. You have a love for comic, and you are currently working on a comic script right?
Right.
And it's been on your page. If people want to, because I think you having like a casting like through a Zoom, right, on
Right.
May 22nd.
Right.
So if anybody on this live, you got some kids that may want to do it, because it is for kids as well, right? Adults and kids, right?
Right.
So
Right.
you can reach out to him and see, because the casting is May 22nd. You can go on his page, and then I will share it again on my page, so you can do the comment. Alicia, what did she say? Okay, Angie, we will May 22nd. Yes. Terry, can you read on your end, because my light I can't really see.
Okay. She's talking about Love It by May 22nd.
Yeah, May 22nd. And so when did you okay, Shayna, when did you find out that you had a love for comics?
I'm a big kid at heart.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie. I mean, because I grew up, with comic books. Marvel was my favorite.
Right.
A little bit of DC, but mostly I'm a Marvel head.
And so when you do your comics, how are you inspired to come up with the script? Just out of your head, or is it based on like a life story? So can you explain how you come up with that?
I say both. I say both because basically we don't have enough Black superheroes. That's one. That's like our missing piece. We don't have, like I said, they just released Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Falcon became the Black Captain America.
Right.
So, and like I tell people, there was another Captain America way before Falcon.
Right.
Or Steve. And that's what I'm saying. That's what's missing, because we are the real superheroes.
Right.
We are the true superheroes. And that's what's missing in life itself, because we're the heroes of, our culture, our history, and this is what we're missing. And that's also, we're so divided because we don't take time to work together.
Exactly.
In this industry or in this world.
You're so right. And I mean, but why do you why do you think it's like that for us? That we don't want to work together when we have so much knowledge and wealth that everybody can succeed if everybody just be on the same page.
This is what our fault is as Black people. We get distracted about the dislikes of a person. He say, she say, this, they say, blah, 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 blah.
Right.
And this is me. I don't even care you green, purple, whatever.
Right.
Whatever your past is your past. Let's move forward. Let's work together.
Right. You're right, Sheena. We shouldn't be in competition with each other, because like you say, it's so much out here for all of us. If I'm staying in my lane, I don't have time to worry about you, but also I should know that if I need that extra little push, I should know that Terry have it. I should know that Sheena may have this push, or Angie may have this push, or Karen may have this push. So if we're standing in our lane, it doesn't mean that you can't come over here every now and then and say, hey, I see you kind of falling back. What's going on? How can I help you get back on track? But no, because if we fall back, they're going to be like, let her fall back, or let them fall back, because I'm not trying to help them. I'm going to go ahead and surpass them. And then just maybe when I get further along, I'll go back and say, hey, I saw you.
Also what's missing is the upbringing. And that's like the whole main key is the upbringing, because both of my parents was in the household. It's 7 of us, and my parents did not allow us to like really,
so
at each other's throat. We all help.
So Sheena said there's enough in the industry for us to all build and learn. And Alicia said people are all about self. And can you address that?
Yes, it's true. Yeah, it's really true. I mean, because you can't be selfish, especially if you got the resources.
Mm-hmm.
I have a lot of resources, and I always love helping people and share my resources with people.
What makes you different? What makes you want to do that?
Because I worked hard. I had to struggle to be where I'm at.
Right.
But once I got in that door, I tell people I'm already in this door. hey, hold my hand and you come through this door with me,
That's
because
awesome. That is awesome.
you're going to learn what I had to learn.
Yeah.
I'm going to teach you what I had learned and mastered, because it ain't personal. I want to see you succeed. I want you to grow. And that's what's the problem. We have all these resources, but you have that, I ain't gonna share that with that person. No, because at the end of the day, God is watching down, and God is the main person gonna say at the end of the day is gonna judge us.
Yeah,
And I have a
Sheena
good
said
heart.
you do pay it. Sheena said you do pay it for it. Do you pay it for it? So that's what you're pretty much doing, paying it for it.
Right.
So,
Right.
and and just like I said, and then I'm gonna get some more questions. And and that's why, I can attest to you paying it forward, because I am a living testimony of you paying it forward. I was doing an interview 2 Mondays ago with Shanier, and you came on my live, and you was saying, hey, I need artists, I'm looking for artists or whatever. Let me see, but people have to be willing to participate as well. You're right, Alicia, they do. And but if they don't participate, they can't move. And so when you came on my live, and I'm thinking, and I'm just looking like, okay, I don't know who he is. And I'm standing like looking, I'm like, I don't know who he is, but but you kept promoting and say, hey, I have a record label, I'm looking for artists, so hit me up. And then what blew me away is when you said, I would like to be on your show. And I'm thinking, me? Little old me, just minding my business. Just minding my business in North Carolina, doing my podcast, enjoying my guests, and just putzing along, because like you said, when you're doing it yourself, you do your homework. And that's one thing, I do my homework. And when you came and said that you wanted to be on my show, and I'm thinking like, okay, well, who is this? Because you kind of pretty know your Facebook friends or whatever. And I'm thinking, I don't know if we're friends or not, but I was so honored, was like, wow. Yeah, Alicia, you was on there, and I'm like, wow, why, and I was like, why me? But then, I was talking to my friend, she was like, why not you? She said, because sometimes your blessings come from the unfamiliar, and so when we got off the live, and I asked you, I was like, okay, because you always know, we always, especially women, I'm just gonna speak for myself and be honest, open and transparent, you always be like, what's involved? Like, what's the catch? Like, here this person is talking about, well, I want to be on your podcast. And, and I'm just being real, because I'm thinking, okay, whatever. But, when we start talking, and I asked you, because you've been in radio, you've been, around, these celebrities and these different, people in areas. And just for you to say, I see something in you, and you got it. Because sometimes when we do things, we be like, okay, I'm confident in it. And, and I am confident in what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? I'm not, arrogant or whatever. I'm confident, and I'm so blessed that I've had some awesome, amazing guests on there that's like, okay, yes, we would do that. But at the same time, when you have somebody, like you said, that have resources and want to pour into you, and I asked you, and I said to him, I said, well, I was like, so you can critique me, because when we don't want people to critique us, that means we don't want to grow. You see what I'm saying? And so when you critiqued me, you was like, you saw something in me. And I was like, wow. And so that's why I'm so grateful for, just for you, not even knowing you, never met you, you're in a whole nother state, but yet and still you just had the time to see me fly across your live. So while we're talking about that, and as far as promoting, when I came across your newsfeed, did you think, oh, it's just another person just doing a live?
Being a veteran person in media, and you see that person that really got it because you have your guests comfortable, you know your homework, and you have your guests comfortable. That's the right attitude and credential.
Right, right,
It's not ratchy, it's not ghetto, it's not drama,
right.
and that's what's wrong with today's podcast. That's what's
PJ said,
missing.
"What's up?" Hi, PJ. Thank you
Tell
for
them what's up.
joining. So, go ahead.
And that's what's missing, and not telling people the facts of their guests. That's what's missing. You want your guests to be comfortable, have fun with the host of the show. You want that you want your listeners and your viewers to be really into your show and your guests at the same time.
Right, right, right. So, but like I said, like I'm truly, truly thankful. And, and I had to catch myself, and, I was talking to my girlfriend and I was just like, but I don't know. And she was like, now is your time, She was like, don't question what it looks like. Don't question where it comes from. Just continue to do what you're doing. And so I just want to say thank you so much for just, believing in
Welcome. I mean,
Carolina,
a lot of people don't
North
understand
Carolina
that.
girl.
I mean, a lot of people don't understand that because, like I said, I learned a lot in this industry.
Right.
And when people start, and when I was truly blessed, people acknowledging about my achievement as a radio personality. I mean, first of all, this what comes out of my mind, like, I start trouble, I talk trash, but being nominated for awards,
Right, right.
this, that, and the third, hosting events, and I'm like, oh, I must be doing something right.
Right.
But it's a blessing though. People really see what I have to offer to the world.
And now you're giving it back. Now you're paying for it.
Yes.
So what?
But is it in a good way?
Oh yeah, because you're not trying to be that bad boy that they wanted you to live up to.
I'm toning it down.
Okay.
I'm toning it down in a way because sometimes in life God puts a person in your life to really balance you.
Right, right. And he would do that. He would do that. So what would you say is your greatest accomplishment, in this field or just in general? What would you say has been your greatest accomplishment?
I think, the whole award thing and like my best media coverage was like gotta be the Black Panther. Private screening of Black Panther. I had the honor to like interview Chadwick Boseman, Stan Lee, and other, the whole cast. That was like the big blessing. And
so when you, even in his death, and when you had the opportunity to interview him, did it make it more meaningful, to know that you had interviewed a legend?
It actually did because one, he was humble. Not only humble, here a man that was going through something and the whole world didn't know about it.
Right, right. So, what were the challenges of radio for you, if they were challenging?
My biggest challenge was relationships.
Meaning?
I mean, away from the whole radio thing. Reason why I said my relationship was so challenging because as a radio show host, when I talk on the air, women take things personal.
Okay.
And like I was trying to tell them, it's just entertainment of what I say or what I talk about on my show.
So or, like you
have a woman call, have a woman call on the show expressing her feelings, or have one of my co-hosts expressing her feelings on the air.
Right.
And like I said, that was like my biggest challenge was the whole relationship thing.
So was it hard for you to have relationships outside of your job because of that?
I say yes. Because most women fear like, oh well, you like I told they're groupies, they're fans, but at the end of the day, if I'm with you, I'm with you.
Exactly. Well, so you already answered the next question I have for you. I was going to ask you how do you handle the conflict? You know,
Oh, the confidence of the relationship?
the conflict, like, you know, how do you handle, like, if your girl was come up there and try to, you know, start something? How did you handle that conflict as far as, you know, being on the radio and being the radio host or whatever? Because there again, you're going to be surrounded by women and you don't have control over what callers, you know, call in and ask you or whatever.
It's
So
trust. It's the trust.
well,
It's the trust.
the trust between you and
It got to be the trust.
your friend.
Yeah, it got to be the trust, because
Okay.
basically at the end of the day,
Right.
you know, I'm coming home to you, and that's it. You know, end of story. You know, once I do that and being that person, you're not getting him, you're getting me at the end of the day.
Exactly. So you're not acting anymore. You're not in a role anymore. So when you on the radio show, you're this bad boy radio, but when you come home, you know how to get out of character, because a lot of times, a lot of people don't know how to get out of character if they're doing something. You know, just like with me, I'm in education. So when I leave my kids at school, I have to transition to being a mom, you know, and before my husband died, I had to transition into being a wife. So that's where you have to have a balance. So a lot of times people don't know how to take off that role. They don't know how to switch that off, because when I leave at 3:45 to work, hey, I'm just straight up Donna. I'm a mom. I got stuff I got to do. I ain't worried about this job until I get back the next day. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Then I put that teacher role back on. You know, and so a lot of times
Today, it was like, I just want to be me, you know, just
Right.
want to be me, not, you know, the bad boy, not the business person, not
Right.
it's just me and whoever that person in my life. That's
Right.
it.
You're right,
You know,
Sheena.
it's
Sheena
just,
said it's balance.
you know,
It's all about balance. It is all about balance. So with your comic book, right? You know, maybe you can
yes.
create me a character. I don't know. I'm just kidding. But no, seriously.
I definitely see you as a superhero.
So what would be your superhero? Who would be your superhero, and what would your superhero be like?
Actually, I have a character I create for myself called Knighthood. He's this complex person.
Okay.
You know, his alter ego is this bad boy, but his superhero is more complex.
Okay.
And it's me.
So
It's
is that
me.
that
But
and that's why you gave yourself that character?
yes.
Okay.
But deep down, I know he's, you know, who he is. He have that good heart.
Okay. I feel you on that. So if parents want to get their kids into doing this comic, your script will be age appropriate for the kids.
Actually, in this film, there are kids with superpowers in this film.
Okay.
As well.
Okay. That's what I want to know.
Because
do you have an adult version?
I was gonna give a sneak peek, because one of our characters, she's 11, but she's the evil genius behind all the madness.
Right. So in other words, the kids are able to be in the movie or in this script, and it's still going to be age appropriate for them as well.
Right.
Okay. That's
Right.
what I wanted to know. Were you doing two separate comments, you know, one for the kids and then one for, you know, the adults? But that's awesome if you're able to, you know, intertwine them, because
It
kids
shows
like
that
comics.
kids also it shows that kids can be superheroes as well.
Exactly. So who do you base your characters off?
I base my character, not only me, also like my personal life with people.
And so you just sit down and you write, and it just comes to you.
Right. And then, like I said, the characters is like based off like to past relationships, and other stuff as well.
So who was the biggest influence in your radio career?
Ooh, that's a list. I think,
Well,
listen
give
to
me the
Tom
top
Joyner.
three. Give me the top three.
I gotta say Herb Kent,
Mm-hmm.
Tom Joyner, and Dub Banks.
Okay, so in these three, because I know you said you had so many, but you was able to just give these three. So what made them? How did they influence you to do radio, and what was it about them that you just wanted to emulate them, or just what was it about them?
I mean, the voice and the message. I think you gotta understand in media, you're the voice.
Okay.
You're the voice of the people.
Right,
You're the
right.
voice. You have power. So therefore, listening to Tom Joyner, listen to Dub Banks, listen to Herb Kent. I like the Herb Kent because he was like old school.
Mm-hmm.
Strictly old school. And that maybe more getting into more music
Right.
because my mom used to play music all the time. With Dub Banks, it's like the whole cracking jokes, funny, blah, blah, blah. Tom Joyner, all over the place. He's a fly job. He got more radio shows than anybody else besides me. I have tons of radio shows. But it's like, it was, they never gave up.
Right. Right.
They got the word out.
Right. And that leads to, we're closing up. And my last question, and it's funny how it just all ties in together. What makes your work so different? Because you are a graphic designer, right? You do graphic, you do billboards, right? And so
Right.
what I would like for you to do is just tag the things that you do on my page, so the guests, viewers can see things that you do, and maybe you can help them. And I think I shared your list of everything that you do on my page.
I just posted up my graphic sneakers.
Okay. And so, like I said, all my graphics of me with Hot Topics with Donna, Terry has done those, and he's doing a wonderful job pushing me. So you will get to see some of his work, and anytime you see a new graphic of me, that's him pushing me. Like I said, I want it to be on 35, but he has pushed me out to 55. He has pushed me out to 55, which, you know what, I'm just embracing it. And he has really and truly just been a new friend. And I can talk to him and ask him, what I need to do, what else I can do to make it better. And when you have someone tell you, hey, keep doing what you're doing. And hey, Miss Margaret, when you have someone that's been in this industry tell you keep doing what you're doing, then you can always say, and I say, well, thank you, because you know what, I do what I know, I'm true to who I am. But when you say I'm doing it, I just follow your lead. And like I told him, I said, I'm trusting you, because people on here know I don't trust a lot of people, especially when I'm not in your world, so to speak. Do you get what I'm saying? And so, so I thank you for that.
Yes, I understand.
And so I have to trust you to know that, you're going to make sure that you have my best interest in heart. Because like I said, I told you, I don't do drama. I don't do all that. I just stay true to who I am, and I stay in my lane. I do support people. I will share your stuff. But one thing I don't do is the drama. And so with all that being said, your work stands out for itself. And so tell me how you feel that your work stands out amongst everyone else. If somebody saw your work, would they know it's Terry T. Hall Jr.'s work?
One, I thank God for one, because the talent, the gift, the knowledge he gave me. Two, also I had to thank my parents.
Right.
I had the best parents in the world. And I had also the best siblings in the world, and family that support me as well.
Right.
And I think 3, you gotta stay true to yourself
Hey,
and think
Robin,
outside the
hey, sis.
box.
Right, right. So,
It's the whole confidence.
and I know you have confidence, and I know you're very passionate about what you do. That I do know. So what else do you foresee you doing next? Because you know, every day you have an idea. Every day you're adding something to who you are. And but it's, you know, it's wonderful because you're blessing people, you know, because like I said, you wanted to be on my show. I had no idea that you were gonna be, I was gonna be a client that you're pushing, you know. And sometimes, you know, you would
Mhm.
say, well, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? And I'd be like, hold on, wait a minute, you know, because I'm just like, you know, because I'm like, okay, let me just process this little piece right here. And then you'd be like, okay, so listen, I got this idea. Like, what do you think about that? And I'd be like, hold up, wait a minute. But, and it's so funny because even in the midst of me saying, hold up, wait a minute, everything that you're telling me, you're already creating. And I'm saying, no, not yet. Don't do it yet. Because I'm still trying to catch up to 55, you know, and I'm doing it. But at the same time, I respect how you're pushing me and saying, hey, I need you to move. I need you to do this. I need you to move. And when I say
I
I
mean,
need you
I
to
tell
move,
people this is not my journey. This is God's journey.
right, right, right. But I know
So
you
whoever,
when you want to push me and I don't want to be pushed, I like that you don't allow me to shrink back. And that's one thing I appreciate about you. You don't allow me to shrink back. And it's amazing because it seems like we've known each other forever because you keep just saying, keep, you got this. Don't stop. Just follow my lead. I got you. I got you. I got you. And so,
because it feels good that when you're the veteran and you master this industry, and you see people that wants to get into media don't have an, how can I say, the know-how. And then, you know, my past experiences by doing field work, being all over the world, everything. So
right,
therefore, I'm be like, I'm gonna say I'm like Jordan. I'm just gonna step back and teach the next person.
right, right.
But somewhere, somehow, media people keep on pulling me right back.
Maybe that's your calling. Hey Felicia, maybe that's your calling because like I said, you are true. Like you said, it's all God. And when you can reverence that and know that it's Him, you know, and I think that's why you have been so successful. And I think that's why you can pull back and reach for people like me and like other people that's trying to go forward and know that, hey, I see something in them. So it's my job because I have the resources and I have the tools to get them to go where they need to go. But like you said, hold my
I'm trying to
hand,
tell people. I'm trying to tell people 1,000 times it's not about me no more.
right?
You
Right,
know, because
right,
I'm learning, trying to share my spotlight with other people as well.
right, right. And so you said if you're helping people and if they just grab your hand and that you walk them through the door, you got them.
Yeah, I do. I mean, because like I said, you know, I'm already in this door, and it's so much to learn
Right,
once you in this door,
right,
and that's what I think George to this day. I did talk trash about him on my show to get the press pass
right,
because that was a funny thing because I thought I was gonna be fired, but he didn't fire me. The
right,
numbers was
right,
high, so he was
right.
he said he gave the press pass, and I took advantage with that press pass.
Okay.
And the funny part
So
about that
can you
story,
explain, Terry, can you explain to people that may not know what a press pass is? Because I'm just going to be honest, open and transparent. I didn't know what a press pass was because I just looked it up myself because he kept talking about it. So I'm like, okay, well, I gotta make myself knowledgeable. So can you explain to people what a press pass
a lot
is?
of people who get into media, a lot of people that's in media don't know the press pass is the golden ticket. With that press pass, you have access to a whole new world.
Okay.
That's like the biggest direction that, you know, I have to thank George for that, because I talked trash to him on one of my shows, and
Thank
the
you,
numbers was high.
Jada.
And, you know, everybody at the radio station thought I was going to get fired because I put the radio station owner on blast. You know, because me and Jeff was been doing it. We've been like clowning around with the owner. He's a cool person. He was like that father figure that, you know, I'm going to get on you because you got the potential.
Right.
So we was on the show. We put the man on blast, and it was funny as hell. And he had to laugh himself about the whole situation. Because it was like, I think like 3 days after we put Church of Chicken on blast.
Oh my God.
So yeah, so after we did the whole Church of Chicken incident, then we had the day the police came on the show. We had to get security. That was a funny episode with me and Jeff.
Right.
And, you know, and the owner's like, you know, I don't need him being constantly at this radio station, because he got that, he got it. You know, once I got that press pass, went to my first NBA game and did the press conference, interviewing the athletes, you know, and also networking with other networks and sitting courtside with other celebrities, networking with them to be a guest on the show.
Right.
And then they're like, you know what? I happen to have this event. How you feel like being the host of my event?
That's awesome.
And that was like, wow, you know, I never looked back after that. I'm like, man, y'all go ahead and do that local stuff.
So
I'm
you,
gonna go.
you wanted to go higher.
Right.
So once you got your press pass, that opened a different arena for you, and that made you even want to excel even more.
Exactly. Because I think what really made my day when I did the We TV Beyond the Pole from the media coverage, Gary with the T from the Ricky Smiley Show. He gave me high praise.
That's awesome. That is really awesome.
And I was like, he's like, we've been following you. And that's what I'm saying. People follow what you do, what you say, what you put your work into.
Right.
And,
exactly right.
And that's why I was saying it still didn't mean. That's why I like love helping other people, because you never know what's going to happen. God, people don't know. Each day you wake up, God bless you to wake up.
Yeah.
But God don't know how He's going to bless you to a bigger level or a bigger direction.
Exactly. So, before we go, what is next? What is next for Bad Boy Radio, Terry T. Hall Jr.?
I know it's going to be interesting because it's some of God's work. I know I got a couple magazines coming up.
Okay.
And I'm finna do a little something different with the magazine itself and also the photo shoot, because I rather do it with somebody special. That's how I can put it out there. Somebody special. I think she deserved to be.
Right. So if somebody wants to get in contact with you, you're on social media, Facebook, you're Terry T. Hall Jr.
Yes.
What is your Instagram?
It's Hall Jr. Terry T on Instagram.
Okay, that's Hall Jr. Terry T on Instagram. Any other social media outlets that you are on?
That's the only two things I do.
And so if they need any graphics, they can
inbox like you. Always hit me up in my inbox. You know, it's always open, it's always there. You can hit me up on, you know, the Facebook or the Instagram Messenger. It doesn't matter.
Well, I really and truly appreciate you, because it is 7:31 here in Chicago. What time is it? Like 6:31?
Yeah, something like that. Well,
I am truly honored to do this Facebook Live podcast with you. Just truly thankful. Because I was like, when somebody say, I want to be on your show, it was like, I was thinking, I'm already booked up. But I'm like, I can't have somebody want to be on my show. Then I'd be like, I'll have you on there in June. So.
But I mean, actually, you know, it's an honor to have you a client with, you know, like with the promotional, you know, with my promotional company, because you're becoming a brand.
Thank you. Thank you.
And with this brand, with this promotion company, it helps people with the marketing, with their brand, with their PR, and other stuff that comes, what comes with it, and also their media. So I'm putting all my skills, knowledge, and master of this whole industry rolled up in one.
Yeah. And Angie said very informative. PJ said he ain't bad. Laugh out loud.
That's my brother, and he knows me behind, away from everything. So PJ really knows me. But should we tell people about your calendar?
No, I told you we can't just do it. I will have you back on. We'll do it. I told you guys. So since he already put it out there, he has created me a calendar that we're still working on the logistics, so how we're going to get it done. But the calendars will be sent out to people that I have interviewed. And so we don't know what else we're going to do. But like I said, I'm on 35. You already see he's on 55. Maybe he on 65. but so those are some of the things that he has been working on with me, just to continue to push this podcast. Like I said, I am so forever grateful. And I just, I was minding my business 2 weeks ago, minding my business, but God saw fit to have him come across my my feed, and I'm so forever thankful what you're doing. And I'm, like I said, I'm gonna follow your lead, and I'm just gonna let you guide me to whatever level you see where you think I should be going in whatever direction. So because you done been there, so
No, because it's strange. Like I said, people pulling me still in media. So when it's like,
right.
No, I got this media coverage, this, that, third. I was like, okay, we're gonna break this down. If I'm going, you're going.
Yeah. And I just want to say, you guys reach out to him for any graphics or anything you need, even if it's just advice, anything, he has.
I mean, the prices for the graphics are reasonable, and reasonable prices for I do. So the quick turnaround. So yeah.
Just reach out to him, and like I said, he will be sharing stuff on my page, and you can go to his page as well. But like I said, everything that he does, he has it on the flyer, and I think it's on my page as well. But yeah, just reach out to him. Hey, Lee, my cousins on here, some family members on here. Thank you so much. But I want to thank you, Terry, again for all that you're doing, for all that you have done, and just coming on here, giving people just some knowledge of things that you're doing and how you're continuing to push, your other two clients as well. So I just, hope you have great success in what you're doing. And I know I am, on the road to doing what I need to be doing as far as continue to push, Hot Topics with Donna. And I'm just, just grateful, and thank you for just, coming, hanging out with us from the big windy city of Chicago. So
thank you for having me on here.
So yeah. So what did PJ say? Because my light. Hey, thank you, PJ. It's nice to meet you too. Hopefully, we can collaborate and do some things as well, because I know you have a podcast as well, right, Terry? So hopefully we can do some things together as well. So, but like I said, guys, I thank you. I don't want to hold Terry up any longer. As always, I love you guys. Thank you for joining Hot Topics with Donna. But I just thank you just so very much for just continuing to support Hot Topics with Donna. I have my other guests on here. We will reschedule her interview because she has a powerful story. Miss Angelique Austin, she had an emergency, but I'm so excited about interviewing her as well. And so whenever we get a new date, I will post it, whatever. And, yesterday, it taught me to be prepared. But it turned out so great because, you know, Mother's Day is coming up and I was able to do a Mother's Day special with my 2 children. And so it was really awesome. So thank you guys for joining. I will be doing something again tomorrow with pertaining to Mother's Day. And like I said, towards the end of the week, I will be having my own mom on here. And we're going to do our mother-daughter hot topics, and then you'll be able to learn a little bit more about me from the woman that birthed me. So and so you'll get an idea or a better idea. Love you too. You'll get a better idea of who I am. But a lot of people, I think you're pretty much getting to see, you know, me just up close and personal, tears and all sometimes, but that's okay because I'm honest, open, and transparent at this time in my life, and I don't regret it. So there again, I am Donna Taylor with Hot Topics with Donna, and the music that you heard from the beginning of the show, that is my own personal song that my son created and wrote and did the music. So I own the copyrights to that. So the song that I play every time I do Hot Topics with Donna is my own personal song that was created, and music and everything was arranged by my son, Cedric McLean. So I hope to meet you soon in person.
Thank you for having me.
We will be always communicating, and that's one thing I love. You always checking on me and making sure I'm good, making sure, you know, I'm just staying afloat. And, you know, like I said, you taught me always be prepared. Always, even if I have a guest and something happens, you always say, I need a backup plan. And yesterday was a lesson that, you know, you taught me because I didn't think of a backup plan. But you know what? When you have people looking out for you and you just do what you got to do, it all works out. So one last thing, what would you like to say to people that's getting into any type of entertainment, podcast or whatever? What is one thing or one word, if you would, that you would say to them?
Like I said, thank you for having me.
So what would be one thing you would say to the viewers that if they wanted to get into the entertainment business, what is some advice that you would give them?
I didn't cut off.
What they say?
Oh, shit.
So what is one thing that you would say to people that want to get in the entertainment business or want to be in radio or whatever they want to do? What is something that you would tell them?
Like I said, thank you for having me, and I really appreciate it.
Right. So okay, so I have a question. Can you hear me? What is something you would tell the guests or you would tell the viewers about being in the entertainment business? What is something you would tell them to do? Like what advice would you give them? Oh, he can't hear me. Is he muted?
Can't hear you.
I'm not muted.
I can't hear you.
Okay. So I don't know why he can't hear me right now, but I just want to say thank you guys for joining live. You know, this technology is crazy, but thank you guys for joining Hot Topic with Donna. I will be back tomorrow, Thursday or Friday with some more mothers on here. And so Terry, I thank you again. Can you hear me? I don't think you can hear me, but anyway, thank you for just being on Hot Topics with Donna. And until I see you again, I will talk to you guys later. Love you and have a great week. Bye.
Bye. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome.